pavement. I'm Jeremy McGhee, and I'm a paraplegic.
Woohoo!
I've got a sweet mountain bike that gets me out on the trail, but I've gotten into trouble with it out there. So I'm on a mission to document trails for adaptive riders. Hopefully you are informed.
I'm gonna share with all you crybabies out there how to install a cush core.
Entertained.
Touch cans, not hands.
And inspired. What's up, party people? I have two bikes right here. 1, 2. Old and new. Now that I've got Victorious Prime all clean, she's primed up, and LL Cool Gray is back together, we are going to compare the two. Now, my old bike is the standard version that the manufacturer still offers. And my new bike is their 10th anniversary model. If you haven't seen the video of my first ride on my new bike, Victorious Prime, there will be a link at the end of this video to watch that one. Make sure you check it out. As you may or may not know, I am the US dealer for these bikes. They're made in Poland. And I've been asking the manufacturer for an updated rear swing arm for like 2 years now. So this is very exciting. This is what I've been asking for. You ask and you shall receive. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of start up front and then work my way to the rear, if you know what I mean. First things first, starting right here, this is a thumb throttle. This bike has a thumb throttle too, but this bike comes standard with one. If you order a standard bike, you'll have to install one aftermarket. Look at this thing. It's huge. This is the computer that comes standard on both bikes, and I've updated the computer on both of them. Let me show you. On the old bike, I have this minimalist computer. It just gives you the pertinent information. On the new bike, I installed what's called an Egg Rider computer. Now, both these bikes have Shimano Saints. That was an upgrade for this bike that I added later. For the 10th anniversary model, the Saints come standard. Otherwise, the standard brakes on the standard bike are Shimano XT. The new bike, the 10th anniversary model, comes with 203 millimeter rotors. That's mega stopping power, plus they look super tough. The standard bike comes with 180 millimeter rotors. Now these are things that you can upgrade later. You just need a different size riser for the caliper for the bigger rotor. This bike just comes standard with it, that's all. Next are the C-hubs. That's what the manufacturer calls the wheel assembly that connects the wheel to the bike. You see I have a red one here on the old bike. That's because I broke the original one. Well, I didn't break it, I bent it. On the new bike, they reinforced, or basically made the flange that the steering rod attaches to thicker. So that's a lot stronger. Moving back, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the frame. And the first thing about the frame is the color. The 10th anniversary model only comes in one color. It's this kind of bronze army green, which I love. The first thing you'll see is that the frame is reinforced. Okay, here's the old frame, and here's the new frame. You see that X? That is basically an armor plate. And if you look closely, you can see weld lines that run along the frame. The manufacturer basically welded armor to the new frame, and they are daring me to try to break it. And I'm gonna try to. TDS Enduro has been rescheduled for October, and I'm going, and I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna put on the full face, I'm gonna put on the neck brace, the full armor, and I'm gonna see how strong this thing really is. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Also, the chest pad tube brace is updated. It bolts in and is solid. The old style likes to come loose over time, and you just have to tighten it every few months or so. The new one is never gonna come loose, and look at that bottle opener. The next thing to talk about is the motor. This bike has a 500 watt motor. It is the BBS 02. This is a 1000 watt motor. It is the BBS HD. Now, the manufacturer does not offer this. I needed this bike fast because I was going on tour, which ended up getting canceled, so it was kind of a wash. But the manufacturer sent me his personal bike. This is a prototype. This was the first one ever in existence. I think it still is the only one in existence at the time of this video, but I know they're assembling some now. So very soon, it's gonna have brothers and sisters. All the bikes come with the BBS 02. Now, I'm not really sure what the difference is. You can see that the new one is a lot bigger and it has these really prominent cooling fins, whereas the BBS 02 is a lot more streamlined. The 10th anniversary bike comes standard with a 750 watt motor. The standard bike, you have options, 250, 500, or 750. The older version has round tubing on the seat brace and sometimes requires a precision torsion device for installation. If you're unfamiliar with a precision torsion device, I happen to have one right here. It's pretty simple, actually. You just beat something and precisionally torsion it to desire. The new one is machined perfectly and fits with precision. It looks like it's probably a little stronger too. Not only did they update the carbon in the upholstery, but they also reinforced the leg cradle holders. The posts that the leg cradles mount to are even stronger. And now, the fun part, and probably the update that makes the biggest difference. Rear suspension. The old bike uses 165 millimeter RockShox Monarch with remote lockout. It's the XX model. The new bike uses a 222 millimeter coil over RockShox Vivid with piggyback. The new shock makes for a 35% increase in travel. That's huge, and the coilover makes it super strong. Suspension is a big deal for anybody, but in the adaptive application, it's even more critical because as an adaptive rider, you don't have the luxury of the dynamic suspension that your body offers. So all that force goes into the equipment, and a shock like this can take a much bigger beating. Look at this rear swing arm. This has actually come a long way with the reinforcements here and the extra support posts here. But look at this rear swing arm. Compare these dropouts with the horizontal dropouts of the old bike. Your wheel's not going anywhere with these. And on the rear, this was an update, but I installed 203 millimeter rotors. I just needed to put a different riser in for the caliper. I know the big rotor on the rear is a little overkill, but I love the way it looks. And when I want to stop, I want to stop. I like the way this bike looks better than this one because of the wheel set. And that's the last thing I want to talk about. The 10th anniversary model comes standard with a roll-off speed hub. This bike had a roll-off, but because I wanted to run the full Spinergy wheel set on it, and Spinergy is not compatible with the internal hubs. You can only use their proprietary hubs. I converted it to an external drivetrain. The Shimano XT46T cassette I think is beautiful, and now it has the full Spinergy wheel set. Those thick spokes look so tough. I wish that Spinergies were compatible with the roll-off because I would love to run that wheel set on this bike. But the length of this rear swing arm only allows for 26-inch wheels. With the new bike, you can fit 27.5s, which makes me much less of a weirdo. There's a lot more rim options, there's a lot more tire options. I got these built up with the Stans Flow ZTRs. They're pretty sweet wheels. And I'm real excited to run the Maxxis Assagais. They only make these in 27.5 or 29, and I'm in love with this tire. I'm so glad that I can use it now. The new swing arm can also fit 27.5s with up to 3-inch tires. Since I switched the old bike over to an external drivetrain, I took that roll off and built up my downhill wheel set with it, and the bike came with what I'm calling my adventure wheel set. So I run the downhill free ride wheels pretty much full time, and if I'm ever gonna do some fire road riding or some adventure packing or some like multi-day trips or go on the beach, I'm gonna rock my adventure wheel set. I'm calling it the ultimate setup. The reason why it's the ultimate is because with the roll off, you just connect the gearbox and go. It's super easy. Oh no! Okay, battery died on the other camera, so I'm using the handheld GoPro. The 10th anniversary bike comes standard with the roll-off speed hub, and they're using red roll-offs, which I just think looks gorgeous. This is the fat 170 millimeter fork rear swing arm for the old bike. You still have the ultimate setup with that, and you can actually fit 5-inch tires. They're 26-inch, but you have to switch out the fork, which is a good amount of work. So people with this setup will kind of switch out for the season. And the guy that's buying this bike, I'm giving him this fat setup with a full wheel set. He's gonna be stoked. He doesn't have the ultimate setup, but he has the ultimate setup. I think that's it. I think we covered everything. If you have questions about anything, ask me in the comments. Why not? I like to talk about gear. I am a gear whore. If you got any value from this video, please hit the thumbs up. I'm super sensitive and I like it when you like it. And now that trails are open, I can say, put that phone down and go get your hug from Mother Nature. I can't remember where I was. Whoa, I'm rolling backwards. Ha ha ha!
Oh, hummingbird.
Oh my God, my head's totally cut off.